everybody, my name is Ramsey. Welcome into the channel. This is Rajathon. Wanted to do a book tag. I got tagged by the Bookish Spider. This book tag is the second Tome Around. Has to do with secondhand books. So thought it was really cool. He tagged me today. Wanted to go ahead and do this tag, and then I had another video I planned. Going to go ahead and try to get that out to you a little bit later this week as well. I'm going to link his blog down below where he originally tagged me. He got this from Julie from The Hungry Bookworm, and hopefully I'll go ahead and tag her too if I can find her video. And that way you guys can check out a couple more of these, because these are always fun to see like what my answers are. Then you go through and you check out somebody else's answers, see what their answers were. So that's always really neat, and I like to do that when I look at book tags. Question number one is, do you buy secondhand books? Yes, I do. I like secondhand books. A lot of times you'll see that none of my series really match. Sometimes you'll get a certain set of paperbacks, which I prefer paperbacks over hardbacks, and then all of a sudden there'll be a hardback, and so, or hardcover, however you like to call it. And usually that's because I was able to find it half price or cheaper or whatever. I do like to support some authors, especially self-published authors, because they're working really hard though, and buy their books. Like with J.P. Harker, who did Wildcat. He actually, after watching my review video, he sent me a map of his world. And so you have, I'm horrible with the names. He's Welsh, and he could probably say them a whole lot better than I can. I'll put a better picture on the screen for you guys as well. But all the way from the UK, sent me this map, which I thought was super, super cool. And I want to support him by buying his next two books. And so I'll pay full price for those. But most of the time, I buy my books secondhand. So question number two is, what is your latest purchase? Well, I actually just went to secondhand books not too long ago, and I picked up Promise of Blood by Brian McKellen. The Lies of Lockamore, which I've already read on Kindle, but I didn't have a physical copy of it. The Martian by Andy Weir. It is in rough shape, but I have it. I heard it's really good. You gotta check it out. I wish it was the other cover. They didn't have the other cover. I don't like the movie covers. There's a couple Stephen King books that I got at the library because the only cover that they had was the movie cover, and I didn't want that. And then I picked up, last one I got was The Black Company. It's actually 3 books in one by Glenn Cook. I heard this is really good as well, so wanted to pick it up. But that was the last secondhand books, second time around books that I got. And that was at half price books, by the way. So question 3 is, what condition will you buy a book in? For me personally, to read a book, I'll read it in any condition. I actually bought a Wheel of Time book when I was rereading the series last time that the cover was completely gone. I'll put it up on here. I believe it was Knife of Dreams. I'll have to go look on my bookshelf. But then I also want to collect really nice series as well. So like, I want to eventually get the really pretty series of the whole Wheel of Time series and have that on my shelf. Because when I do have it, I want it to look pretty. But while I'm reading it, I really don't care what it looks like. Question 4 is, after you read the book that you got secondhand, do you keep it and reread it, or do you repurpose it or resell it? And for me personally, I have a hard time selling any books. I look back on it, and if I moderately like the book, I kind of collect them. I'm really bad about collecting books, so I end up with boxes and boxes and boxes of books that won't all fit on my bookshelf. I currently only have one bookshelf downstairs, and it's full to the gills. So I need to get like 4 more bookshelves to go ahead and set up. Eventually I want to set up a set and get off this cheapo table and put a real desk downstairs and set up a little office area. But I haven't done that yet. Question 5 is, do you have a place that you like to go to get secondhand books? And personally, no, I don't. There's a couple secondhand bookstores that I do like to go to, but none of them are like my go-to place. I don't have like a place where I just go there and I walk around for hours at a time. I would sometimes with secondhand books, but usually I have to get there on my lunch break because it's in downtown Atlanta. And then there's a really nice place in Rome, which is about 30 minutes from me, which has that great book smell where, you know, it smells like old pages. But I don't ever get by there very often. Me and my son both do like to go by there and just look around and see what they have, though. I can't remember the name of that store, though, in Rome. It's downtown in Rome, Georgia, wherever that is. Question 6, hardback or paperback? I already kind of answered this one. Personally, I prefer paperbacks. I've really started to like these bigger paperbacks. I did the mass market paperbacks for so long. I think I got a few of them over here. Like these little paperbacks. But I really enjoy the bigger paperbacks now, which it's not a hardcover, but it is a paperback. You don't have to take the dust jacket off and try to keep it from getting ruined or anything. So I try my best to pick these up if I can, but if not, I'll pick up whatever. I don't really care. Whew, okay, just ran back from the bookshelf. So question number 7 was, have you found any rare gems? I did. I found a really cool Tom Sawyer. Sorry, I ran downstairs. The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. Found this one at a Goodwill. It was printed back in like the 1920s. And look at the pages on this thing. Really, really cool. Old, fairly good condition. You rarely see a book nowadays with a little marker in it. This one was really cool. I work with a lot of electricity, so I found this one. It is in horrible shape. Guy wanted me to pay like $30 for it, but it's the Book of Electrical Wonders, and it was printed back in 1914. This thing is really neat. As an electrical guy, there's some really cool stuff. Like, it's talking about how cool the wireless telephone is. Like, look at, sorry, I'm still out of breath from running downstairs. Look at these light bulbs that they've got. Like, this is, it's just, for me, it's so neat. I wonder if I can ever get it like rebound. And then this is that book I was telling you about, The Path of Daggers. The whole front cover was just missing. But I read it and I enjoyed it. So, and then I was telling you about, my covers. Sorry, this is rambling a little bit, but like, I know this one's in bad shape, but it was still a fun read. And so, all right, back to the question. So number 8 is optional. Look for a book that you can donate. So I found a couple books. Really, they're books that my wife doesn't want to read anymore, that I have no interest in. So I don't mind getting rid of them. I'll grab them for you real quick. Hold on. Man, a lot up and down in this video. All right, so my wife didn't want David Baladucci's Wish You Well, so I'm gonna donate that. And then The Vow, she did not enjoy, by Kim and Kittrick Carpenter with Dana Wilkerson. And there's a movie about it. I watched the movie. It was kind of sappy. But I guess it was a true story, maybe, I think. That's kind of cool if he stuck with her after amnesia. So that's the books I'm going to donate. All right, and so I'm going to go ahead and tag some people. I wanted to tag Mystery Date with a Book. I'm going to tag Stacy from the Gray Lioness. And I'm going to tag, I'll tag Rachel from Shades of Orange. Thank you so much, Bookish Spider, for tagging me in this one. I really love doing book tags. They're kind of neat to go through and see what you've got and what you're doing. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming and watching the video. Hope to see you next time. Please leave a like if you can. Have a great night. Bye.